Okay guys, we'll come back to another one. So they told us that PTSR is a parallelogram and Q is the midpoint of PR. So it is also important to revisit what you know about a parallelogram, right? So we know that a parallelogram has both pairs of opposite sides parallel, right? So it means that this line here is parallel to this line, and this line here is parallel to that line, right? What else do we know? We know that the opposite sides, they're equal. So it means that if this is 3, this is also 3. If this is 8, this is also 8, right? And they told us that Q is the midpoint of PR. So it means that if this is a midpoint, so it means that we can take this 8 and half that. So it means that PQ will be equals to 4, and also QR will be equals to 4, like that. Can you see that? Yes, that's how you can use the information that you are given, right? So now they said show that cos theta is equals to x squared plus 28 plus divided by 16x, right? So what you can do, it means that we are trying to see the value of cos of this, right? So it means that let's try to use this triangle. So it's not a right angled triangle, so it means that we can use the cosine rule because our answer should have cos, right? So let's try to use the cos rule there, the cosine rule. So the cosine rule says what? The cosine rule says, so if you're trying to find the value of this theta, right? So it means that we must start with the opposite side, just like I showed you on the previous works, right? So it means that we're going to say QS squared, right, will be equals to QT squared plus TS squared minus 2 QT TS and then cos of theta, right? So our QS is equals to 6, so this is 6 squared because our QT is X, so X squared plus, and then our TS is 8, so this is 8 squared minus 2, our QT again is X, our TS is 8, and then cos of theta, right? So this gives us 36 being equals to x squared plus 64 minus 16x cos of theta, right? And then from then it means that we can take this side and this side. So it means that our 16x cos theta is positive now will be equals to x squared plus 64 minus 36. So it means that 36 came this side. So 16x cos of theta becomes x squared plus 28 after subtracting this, right? So now it means that we can divide throughout by 16x. So cos theta becomes x squared plus 28 or divided by 16x, which is the same as they asked us to prove there. Can you see that? Yes, so this is the first part of the question, right? Done. So it means that now we are moving to the second part, which is a bit difficult, right? But I'll take it a step at a time. Don't worry, right? Okay, guys. So let's see. So already we're having our cos theta being equals to this first part, right? Okay. We also know that. So it means that we must also define x in another terms, right? Or cos theta in another terms. If you can check in this triangle PTQ, so in triangle PTQ, so in triangle PTQ, in that triangle PTQ, we can see that our angle Q1 is equals to theta. Can you see that? Our angle Q1 here, it is equals to this theta. Why? Because this is a parallelogram, so it means that this line is parallel to this line. So those are alternative angles. So these are alternative angles. Why? Because PR is parallel to TS. Right? So this is the first part. So this is our theta, right? And already PQ, we have already shown that this is 4. So we're having this side as 4, this side as 3, and this side as x. So we're having a triangle again, so it means that we can apply cosine rule starting at this side because it is opposite to this angle theta. So what we're trying to do here, we're trying to define cos theta and x that are unknown, right? So that we can somehow make a simultaneous equation there or substitute the common ones, right? So according to this, we can see that our pt squared, right, in this triangle, our pt squared should be equal to our pq squared plus our tq squared minus 2 pq tq and then cos of theta. Can you see that? I think this color is not visible. Let me use black. So my pt is 3. So my 3 squared is equals to my pq is 4 squared and my tq is x squared minus 2, 4, and then x cos of theta, right? So this becomes 9 is equals to 16 plus x squared minus 8x cos of theta, right? So I can also take this side and this side, right? So it means that my 8x cos of theta will be equals to x squared plus 16 minus 9. So my 8x cos of theta will be equals to x squared plus 7. So it means that I can divide throughout by 8x. So it means that my cos theta becomes x squared plus 7 all over 8x. Can you see that? So now I'm having two equations that are starting with cos theta. So I'm having this equation and this equation. They're all starting at cos theta. So this second equation is saying cos theta is equals to x squared plus 7 all divided by 8x. So we're going to use these two equations to come up with what we want to find, right? So let's get to it. So it means that now we are trying to equate these two equations since they are all starting at cos theta, right? So it means that these things will be the same. So it means that my x squared plus 28 all over 16x should be the same as my x squared plus 7 divided by 8x. So straightforward, I can multiply each term by 16x and also this side by 16x, which 16 and 16x will cancel, and this side I'll be left with 2. So it means that here it will be x squared plus 28 will be the same as 2 multiplied by everything here. It will be 2x squared plus 7, right? So I can take this side and that side. Oh, sorry, this will be 14 after multiplying by 2 every term, right? So now it means that my 2x squared minus x squared will be the same as 28 minus 14. So it means that my x squared will be equals to 14. So I can do the square root both sides, square root both sides. So my x becomes square root of 14 units. So which is also the same as 3,74 units, and which is the value of qt, because we're trying to find the value of qt. Qt, it is x. So it means that our q t is equals to x, which is equals to 3.74 units, just like that. This was long. So guys, if you haven't subscribed, please help us by subscribing, sharing, liking and commenting on this video. And if you're having problems with something else, please make sure that you email us to this email address that I'm going to leave here, and I'm going to help you with that question. So see you on the next one, guys.